And therefore, on the basis of this letter, these are the big questions that, I have no choice but to ask here in India today. Number one, did the Maharashtra police ignore Shraddha's complaint? Now remember, here at India Today, we respect the police, we respect due process, and we understand that police forces across the country have a very, very difficult job to do. It's not like every crime can be investigated or prevented, but this was an explicit letter talking about a violent threat to her life. What is informal about this complaint? Okay, it wasn't an FIR, but it has a police stamp right at the bottom, which means the police received it. Did they not follow up? Did police inaction in some way seal Shraddha's fate? Did it set off a domino effect of events that finally led up to her death? Because if the police had acted at that time, based on this letter, could Shraddha Walkar have been saved? And finally, could police inaction have made Shraddha simply give up hope? She sits down, traumatized, writes this explicit letter saying the man she thought she was in love with was going to cut her up and murder her and butcher her. She plucks up the courage to take this and submit it in a police station, and then nothing happens. Maybe she just gave up and was resigned to her fate after that. But we've got to ask those questions. Dev Kotak is my colleague. He joins me live from Mumbai. Dev, does the Maharashtra police or the Vasai police have any kind of response to this India Today news break that Shraddha had written a letter explicitly crying for help, an SOS from her saying, this man is going to kill me unless something is done? Do they have an explanation?
As far as the recent developments are concerned, Maharashtra police has not said anything or clarified on this issue, or not even come on record. But in the morning, before the news break, when our channel spoke to the concerned policemen and the officials at the Tulin police station, which is where the first time the threat letter, the written complaint that was submitted on November 23 in 2020. It has been exactly 2 years to that. But in the morning, the police officials said that blaming of the police must stop, because the police tried everything possible in the book to try and ensure that they bring this matter and treat it with absolute fairness. But however, once they took back a letter, it clearly stated asking Shraddha Walkar if the case should be shut. And it bears Shraddha Walkar's signature, and she said clearly that she did not have any objection to police not probing or interrogating and investigating further in this case, merely and purely because of the reason that she was of the opinion that we have reached a consensus. Things between Aaftab and me have been sorted out, and Aaftab's parents have been very cautiously trying to intervene every time a fight broke out and convince her that their son would improve, and the kind of violent habits that he had, or even his drug consumption habits that he had, would stop. These are the kind of assurances that were given. So exactly why the police is also saying that when we clearly had instructions and it bore Shraddha Walkar's signature asking us to not probe this further, which means that they wanted to keep them also in the loop and tell them that the police was interested in doing their job, but if they did not wish to probe the case further ahead, then there was nothing more that the police could do. So these are some very interesting points that we need to keep in mind. Of course, the police took due note and cognizance of the fact that Shraddha Walkar's life was under perpetual threat, and the kind of expletive contents that were mentioned in the letter, the police also were not in any mood to take it lightly. These are the kind of details that we have at this point in time, Shiv.